not the beast! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
Put the bunny back in the box.
Blame it all on Nick Cage. He just went off page and ruined your 10 mil movie. With the pills that he pops, floppy karate chops, it was the worst film made since Xander Lee. And I'm not so surprised when his character dies or he imbibes on some booze or cocaine. There's so much scenery to chew before this movie is through, and you're gonna hear me complain, 'cause me and my friend watch Nick Cage, and then we sit on down and have a debate on if he did okay. Well, fella, not today. Well, he's not winning any Oscar races with his crazy laugh and even crazier faces. I think he's overrated, and that's what we gauge Cages.
Wow.
Dame un grito, cabrón. Dame un grito.
What are you talking about now? What is this?
Dame un grito is from Coco. It means give me a yell. Give me a shout.
What does that have to do with this movie? You said you always tried to find a song that like relates to the movie.
No, I don't try to find a song that relates to the movie. You do.
I didn't. I sang Nickelodeon one time.
You sang like firewords.
Yeah, because it was Firebirds. And
Welcome
Outcast.
everybody to We Gauge Cage, the podcast where we watch all of Nicolas Cage's films in an effort to determine whether or not he's a good actor, because we don't really know. We're not familiar enough. I am Brock, and with me, as always, is the Riku to my Sora, Brian Ambrosius.
Hi. I don't know what that means.
It's from Kingdom Hearts, man.
I was thinking about Kingdom Hearts, and I kept
Kingdom Hearts, my favorite video game franchise.
I was going to ask you if I should actually buy it for my PlayStation. Like, you can still play PS2, PS3 games on there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're not going to hear me say no. And this week,
there's a new one coming out.
Everybody, we watched Nick Cage's film, The Runner.
I was in cross country. I ran.
Oh, speaking of The Runner, yeah.
Speaking of The Runner,
I feel like Brian really identified with this film.
Just kidding.
Because, Brian was a cross-country superstar. Could have made it to state if it wasn't for that one other kid, Malachi Dupree. I don't know what his name was.
I was like 7 seconds away.
7
You know
seconds
what would
away.
have helped is if I would have just trained in the summer. Because
Could've
I would
been a
always start
contender.
out at like 19 minutes. Well, not 19, but like 18:30. And then by the end of the season, I was down to 17. And it's like, Brian, if you dumbass, if you would have just run in the summer, you would have went to state.
If you could have just run in the summer. Why didn't you run in the summer?
It's summer.
What were you doing in the summer? Summer of 05?
Working at the Lunch Express and Pizzeria.
Oh, Lunch Express and Pizzeria with their hand salads.
Ben Worcester hates that name because he thinks that people didn't know that we were open for dinner. Because
Shut
it's
up,
called
Ben
Lunch
Worcester.
Express. But I was like, dude, no. The pizzeria is where you know it's for dinner. The Lunch Express means, hey, come to us on your break. We'll give you a lunch quick.
Came for the Lunch Express, stayed for the pizzeria. Everybody
Right.
knows that.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah, but the
if you're
hand
not
salad.
living on the edge, you're taking up
Okay.
too much space, am I right?
Brock, I don't even know if I want to talk about the Lunch Express on this podcast because I know my mom listens, and we did some really bad things there.
No, we were at Golden Bulls.
Brock, you brought a freaking TV, and we played video games in the back booth.
We play video games.
I really don't want my mom to hear this. Dude, she got so mad at me that one time we sat on the roof.
It's a statute of limitations, man. She can't do anything, Brian. She can't hurt you.
She
She can't fire you. She can't fire
God,
you again. She
feel like
can't
we
fire
talk
you
about my
anymore.
mom so much. But she did not like how I was talking about the fingering and the blowjobs going on. Was that the last movie we did? No, Looking Glass.
Looking Glass?
Yeah. She's
Fingering
like, you
and
didn't
blowjobs?
have to say they were fingering. And I was like, Mom, if they're fingering, I'm going to say they're fingering.
Oh, with the two girls?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they were fingering. And then there was fingering and blowjobs. What do you want us to say?
So the reason that came up.
Well, okay, sorry. So, Karen, there was not fingering or blowjobs, but it was heavily implied or inferred
Oh my
to have
God.
happened based on the information presented to us.
The reason it came up was because we met up for my grandma's birthday this weekend, her 80th, and it happened to be St. Patrick's Day.
Congratulations. Give her a shout out.
Happy belated birthday, Grandma Ruth.
Happy belated birthday, Grandma Ruth. Shout outs to Grandma Ruth.
And my mom ordered a summer Hummer. And I was like, Mom, please, there are children here. And she's like, what are you talking about? It's like if you hum a song. And I was like, Mom, this is raw dogging all over, because at one point she said to Todd like how he raw dogs all the time, and I was like, oh, there's a little bit of a generational gap here, Mother.
Yeah. Just bukkake. There's just bukkake all over my head. Yep.
Yeah. That's
To
Why
quote
Him
a line
reference.
from the number one comedy of all time, Why Him?
Hey, okay, speaking of that, I actually think because
Oh,
you keep
do you want to speak about Why Him some more?
because you keep
Should
giving
we just
me
watch
such
Why
shit,
Him every single week and talk about Why Him?
because you give me such shit about the movies that I like. I feel like people really probably think Why Him is one of my favorite movies ever. So what I was thinking, we're doing a list today where we're kind of re-ranking the first 10 movies we've watched.
Mm-hmm.
I think next week, why don't we come in with like our top 3 or top 5 movies that we like and our bottom 3 or bottom 5 movies we've ever watched, so that people can kind of get an idea of what we really enjoy.
Okay, I'll come prepared. I'll do my
3 or
homework.
5, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll talk off air, but
Sure.
yeah.
Sure. So
And
that
Why
they can
Him
get
will
to know
not be
us
on
better.
either.
So that they can see just how qualified we are to gauge Cage.
Why Him will not be on either.
Really?
No.
No, the artist, the wrestler.
Yeah.
How about
I
this?
love the
How about
wrestler.
this? Let's come correct though. Let's not only get our own, but let's try to guess the other person's. Because I feel like I know you pretty well.
I bet you
And I
know
could
at
at
least
least
one of
get
mine.
one of your top 3.
Yeah, I bet you can.
And I'm sure you can get
I
one
don't
of
know
mine.
if that's going to be one of my top
And I'm
ones.
sure we might even share one.
I don't know if I'm going to
We lived together for
I know which one
a
you're
wide
thinking of.
period of time.
See, the thing is, whatever. We'll
All right.
get into it. Hey,
We'll get into it.
should we do our other list since we're talking about it?
Yeah, let's get into our list. So last week we kind of prepped you all with a re-ranking, if you will. So we've watched 14 movies up to this point, and we have a few different opinions than the folks on IMDb. For example, we watched a certain film, which we'll get to, about 7th?
No,
maybe
9.
8th.
It was
9th?
9, yeah.
So we felt like it should have been much earlier on.
Our list.
And so we decided to take our first 10 films that we watched and re-rank them for you all as a kind of like updated list of the worst films that Nick Cage has ever put out.
And it's good to like see how we kind of differ. I mean, I feel like it's going to be pretty similar, but there could be a couple differences. And we're going to try to do this every 10 films. Just,
Yeah.
kind of see how we
And-
differ. So,
And so we kind of debated too of like, clearly there are 4 films that are going to fall outside of that category. And like, I'll be honest, even the film that we watched today, like that could fall into the bottom 10.
the Runner would, I told you earlier, I was like, it would actually be my number 4 worst movie. Because I
Probably.
hate this movie.
So we'll have to kind of juggle everything around.
We'll just kind of keep it in groups
But-
of 10 and just kind of explain like, oh, this should actually be much lower or whatever. But, and we
And then at
agreed,
the end, when we get to all 85,
yeah, it'll be a long
whatever.
podcast. But we
Yeah.
agreed. We are going to start from the bottom up because we both think we have the same bottom movie. Now, as a reminder,
better.
yeah, right. As a reminder, the number 1 movie we had to watch was Left Behind, which was ranked a 3.1 on IMDb. When we made the list, guys, I know
Correct.
the ratings might be different now. Like the Humanity Bureau is like a freaking 7 or something now. But Left Behind was a 3.1. My worst
weirdos.
one, your worst one.
Here's the thing, though. This is okay. I've just been watching, like looking at ratings more often than I ever did when I started.
Right.
And people just jam those 10s in there.
Because
And I
it's
don't know
Nick
why.
Cage.
I guess.
Brock, read the reviews. If you read some of those reviews for the
Yeah.
Runner today, whole bunch
no,
of tens,
it's
and they're
crazy.
like, "Oh, it's Nick Cage. He does so good." And it's like, what?
I kind of want to get into that. Because there was one review from The Runner that I just want to mention. I don't have it verbatim. I didn't write it down. But I just remember that it said something along the lines of, I happen to really like Nick Cage. Not as an actor, but as a person, you know, I really respect him and his work and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, well, how does that add up? You really
So, was it
like
a
Nick
10?
Cage as a person? Yeah, I think it was like a 10 or a 9. Like, I really like Nick Cage as a person, not as an actor. Don't I do respect his work, but I don't like any of his acting roles.
Okay.
But yet, like, I liked this film, and it was just so weird. Of like, do you know him personally? Are you his friend? Are you Nick Cage?
What I was reading right before you got on, because I had a little time to kill, and I was trying to find a quote, because one of the quotes I wrote, I only have like 3 or 4 quotes from this movie, but I couldn't understand a freaking word that Nick Cage was saying for the one. So I was trying to find the quote, but instead what I found were some interviews he did for this movie, and he was telling the interviewer, like, I'm not this crazy maniac that people make me out to be. In real life, I'm actually kind of boring. And I don't know if that's true. There's got to be
Doubtful.
some weird thing. Like, no one's going to take out a dollar bill in a movie and start wiping off their glasses. I mean, dude's weird.
Doubtful.
Okay, let's get back to the list. We'll get
Okay.
into The Runner. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
And again, we say this all the time. I feel like the review is going to be our shortest one ever. The episode might not be, because we're going to talk a little bit here. But, okay, so
right.
number one, or I guess
Number
number
one,
74,
number worst movie that Nicolas Cage has ever made,
Left Behind, 3.1. We both said,
according to IMDb.
Yeah.
But our bottom list,
it better be.
Doggy Dog.
1. I gave it a 1. It's the only film I've given a 1 so
I said
far.
if I could give an honest rating, it would be a -2, but I'm going to give it a 0. But I had to give it a 1 star because that is the lowest that you can go on IMDb.
It is. I originally gave it a 2, and you talked me into it a couple episodes ago. Like, why did you even give it a 2? I went back retroactively as a 1.
Oh, thank God.
You won that
You're doing
one.
me proud. You're doing me proud, baby boy.
All right, so
All
this
right.
could be where we start to differ a little bit. What's your number 2?
Humanity Bureau.
My Humanity Bureau's up a little more for me. Mine's Arsenal.
Okay.
Hated Arsenal.
See, I fought with that one, but to me, Humanity Bureau. Okay, so our actual number 2 film, if everybody remembers,
Deadfall.
was actually Deadfall.
3.7.
Yes,
That would have been the perfect film. Actually, maybe it's good that it wasn't our first one, because we worked out some kinks with Left Behind. Deadfall
Yeah.
was a great ep, still one of my favorites.
But yeah, so Deadfall was our actual number 2. I said Humanity Bureau, and it was a real toss up for me between number 2 and number 3,
Me too.
which was
I gave Arsenal a 2, by the way, so that's why it's my number 2.
I gave Humanity Bureau. I think I'd originally given it a 1, but because I had to throw Doggy Dog below everything else, I had to bump Humanity Bureau up to
Oh, did you? My number 3 is Dying of the Light. I gave it a 2.
Dying of the Light
Really?
is my number 3. I gave that also a 2. So here's the thing. Humanity Bureau and Dying of the Light are very similar to me,
Yeah.
but Dying of the Light gets a bump. So in reality, like, I mean, Anton Yelkin, right? He gives it a half a star bump in my eyes because he's half of a star.
Yeah, I guess. I didn't
my
hate
eyes.
the Humanity Bureau as much as you. As you'll see
I-
where it's at on my list. It was boring, but a lot of these movies are boring, but I didn't hate it.
Here's the thing between the Humanity Bureau and Dying of the Light. They're both boring as crap. But Dying of the Light like had a little bit better acting because of Anton. It had a little bit better of a plot and like
Anton
more of a
Yelkin
like a
wasn't
plot
even that
device.
good in that movie.
Whereas the Humanity Bureau is literally just like, oh, some bad stuff's happening. Let's go hide out like in the middle of a field for like an hour worth of screen time, of literal screen time, while like this crazy dude with a freaking eye patch is just like letting people get away and then come back and then chase them and then let it. And it's like no reason. Nothing makes sense. Everything's just.
All right.
It's just a crapshoot. It's the worst.
IMDb's number 3 was The Wicker Man at 3.7. IMDb's number 4, also a 3.7, was The Humanity Bureau. My number 4 is Left Behind with a 3.
Holy crap. My
What?
number 4 is Arsenal.
Okay. Well, how Left Behind must be up there for you. Really? Left
I'll
Behind
feed you.
was
I'll feed you,
terrible.
baby bird.
Okay,
You just
number
hold on
five-
to your butts.
Number 5 on IMDb is Arsenal at a 4.0. My number 5, here's the Humanity Bureau. I gave that one a 3.
Are you ready for this?
What?
Deadfall.
Okay.
Because Deadfall was not a good movie.
Okay, we'll talk about it when we get to my Deadfall. It's fine.
Fell
It's not
asleep
a good
to parts
movie.
of Deadfall. When
It's not a
Nick
good
Cage
movie.
dies, it takes a
It's
real
still
turn.
half an hour.
It's a crappy production. It doesn't
know.
make
They
a
know.
whole lot of sense. It's bad. It's not a good movie.
number
Again,
6.
it's not a good movie.
Number 6 on IMDb was Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance with a 4.3. My number 6, Zandali. with a 3.
Zandali.
Yours is 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matched. Same.
Number 7 on IMDb was Zandali, so we were pretty close there.
Yeah.
My number 7 is The Wicker Man with a 4.
The Wicker Man.
Yours too?
Samesies. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's more watchable than Zandali.
Okay, Wicker Man was one of our most disappointing films because we knew Wicker Man. We knew that one was supposed to
Yeah.
be Nick Cage as craziest. It only comes for 15, 20 minutes at the end, and really, I didn't think he went as far as he did in a lot of these other movies.
Yeah, but it looks good. There's,
Yeah.
it has a payoff.
kind of a
It
plot.
has a payoff.
Yeah, right.
It builds up to a payoff. There's there's some suspense. Again, the acting's okay. None of it makes you're asking why the whole time, but you're actually engaged in trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Number 8 on IMDb was Dying of the Light with a 4.4. We obviously had it much lower.
Oh yeah.
Here's where I'm going to drop it. Deadfall. I gave it a
Okay.
4. It is my number 8. Wicker Man I also gave a 4, so I'm in my 4s right now. What was your number 8?
Where I'm gonna drop it. Left Behind. Wasn't
Really?
that bad. It was a watchable, enjoyable movie. And Chad Michael
Enjoyable?
Murray. Come on.
Okay, so here's
Chad
where
Michael Murray saving the day. Chloe running around, getting into shenanigans, hopping into ambulances.
originally had Deadfall at about 6. And then after I looked at my list, I was just like, I genuinely enjoyed 30 minutes of that film because it made me laugh. It is so bad, it's good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I thought about The Wicker Man and Zandali, and I was like, what did I enjoy in those as much as I enjoyed those 30 minutes in Deadfall? So I was like, you know what? I don't give a shit that the whole movie sucked. There was half an hour that I enjoyed. It's going up my list to number 8. That was my reasoning there.
True. I just think in terms of actual film,
it was terrible.
Zandali to me was
yeah.
okay, this was we gave it a lot of guff, but it was a well-made film. You could
the 90s, yeah.
see what they were doing, and Judge Reinhold does his thing. Wicker Man again, well-made film in terms of it looked good,
Production and
it was
stuff,
pretty. There was a plot, not
No,
a lot of sense, but it was a remake, so they couldn't F it up too bad. Left Behind, same thing. It had source material, so it couldn't just go completely
Left
off the
Behind
rails.
sucked. It was boring.
It was fine. Jordan
Hey, man, it's my
Sparks
number
does
4.
her thing.
It's my number 4. It's not like it's that
it
low.
was entertaining to me. Okay.
I could I could
So
switch
then so
Left
then-
Behind
so then-
and Humanity Bureau, but okay. So this,
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna be the same on this. Number 9 on IMDb, for some unknown, ungodly reason, is Dog Eat Dog at a 4.6. Why the fuck that is, nobody knows. My number 9, I don't know if we're gonna be the same. You might have Ghost Rider. You know I like Ghost Rider. My number 9 is Outcast at a 4.
Outcast wasn't counted in this.
What are you talking about?
We didn't count Outcast.
Yeah, we did. What was the other film you have?
Oh shit. Oh well then, yeah, Outcast.
You're gonna keep Outcast at number 9?
No, I'm sorry. I got Mom and Dad and Outcast.
I was going by rankings. You were going by when we watched. That's not fair to grab one that's way kind of in the upper third and compare it with the last ones.
Well, because we watched Mom and Dad.
Yeah, I guess we didn't make our instructions clear to each other.
Yeah.
Well,
This is where it all falls apart. This is the end. This is the beginning of the end. Podcast is over, everybody. We can't
I'm
agree
going
on
to stick
something.
with the bottom 10
Who would've
rankings.
thought?
So,
Well, okay.
I mean, did you like Outcast better than all those other movies we've
No,
listed so far?
Outcast was technically the next one up in my rankings. Of
Oh, so where would you put Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider was right after Outcast.
Oh. Okay, so I mean, we're the same.
And then Mom and Dad was
Sure.
the best movie that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
In my
so
opinion.
Outcast on IMDb, Outcast is number 10 at a 4.6, and I have my number 10 is Ghost Rider. Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah.
The only 5 I've given so far. I actually gave Mom and Dad. I gave Mom and Dad a 6. So
Oh, okay. Well, so Outcast to me, I think, was a 4. Oh, by the way, Deadfall, Zandalee, Wicker Man, Left Behind are all 3s. And then Outcast was a 4 because it was harmless. It was
Outcast wasn't that
a
bad.
fun little romp.
Yeah, sure.
And then Ghost Rider was a 4 as well. And then Mom and Dad, I think, was a 5 to me.
So
maybe a
the-
6.
The ones we differ on the most, obviously, Dog Eat Dog. We're pretty different on Ghost Rider and Wicker Man in terms of like what IMDb has them ranked, and even Left Behind. But you know, we have a lot of the same, so you can tell. You know, the really shitty ones, like we're honing it in. We both agree, but then like there's some that for whatever reason we like better than the other person.
Like Arsenal though, because I think
Arsenal.
I remember when we reviewed it. I think I said that was my new least favorite movie, and then I keep going back and I'm like, you know, Vinny Chase doesn't do that bad. Like it was dumb, but like it was
That's
kind
the
of
thing.
dumb in like the sense of like the Fast and the Furious movies where like
No,
it's like it's like that just real like adrenaline rush kind of dumb.
no, it was just dumb. So
And we got Eddie King back ish.
no, it was that's most of the reason I gave it such a low score. Eddie King.
Let him make my career Bloody Mary.
Did we want to do the other thing too? I mean, we're already 20 minutes in. We could save it.
You want to do this so bad.
What?
And we've been hyping this up. So
We've been hyping it up. When did we hype it up? Did I hype it up last week?
I mean, you've been hyping it up to me in the background if you haven't hyped it up on the podcast.
Dude,
But
guys, what's our
now,
favorite trope?
I feel like let's bury it. Let's keep them guessing for another week, baby.
All right, let's do it.
All
You want to jump into the film then?
Yeah, let's. Well, I have something to get
want a
out of
story
the way
you wanna
first.
talk about?
I just have something to get out of the way first. I'm
Let's
coming
hear
into
it.
this particular recording a bit of a wounded duck. Now, you guys, I have an ear infection. It's pretty bad. So
You got injured. Injured bad.
So yeah, like on Wednesday, you know, I had a little bit of like a tickle in my ear and decided to give it a night. And then my beautiful, loving
God.
nurse, unforgiving kind of
Unforgiving. That's not
yeah,
good.
unforgiving, unrelenting, uncaring wife told me
Uncaring?
to wait another night. And it blossomed into a full-blown ear infection. So I went to the walk-in clinic, got a bunch of speaking of raw dog and pills, I got these freaking horse pills of antibiotics. So now I'm on a regimen of antibiotics, of these painkillers, anti-inflammatories, and eardrops and stuff. So if I sound kind of weird, it's because I can't honestly hear myself out of half of my ear.
If I sound weird, it's because I think I'm hitting my adult puberty. That's a thing, right?
Brian sounds weird, it's because I can't hear him either to make fun of how he sounds.
Oh,
so,
okay. No, but here's what I discovered this weekend, or it was a premonition. I buy the same length pants. I bought the same length pants for years, length 30. Lately, every time I buy a 30 length pants, what?
What does this have to do with my ear?
It's me hitting
We're
my
talking
adult
about
puberty.
me.
It's me hitting my adult puberty. Lately, my 30 length pants, they're an inch or two too short. Also, I'm sprouting my first chest hairs.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
I got
okay,
some chest
forget
hairs
about my
coming
ear.
through.
This is much more important. Do tell.
I think I'm hitting adult puberty, man. So who knows? Maybe by the end of this, my voice will be super deep or something.
I mean, you might be more like James Earl Jones than Charlie Kelly.
Yeah, and the pants thing is that I
can
think
only
I'm
hope.
growing. Like I think I've grown an inch or two.
Do you think
I might be
it'll
5'9",
help your
5'10" now?
Do you think it'll help your singing voice?
Yeah.
We already know
nothing
that, like,
can help it. My singing voice
you
is
started
already
getting
great.
hair in like unusual places, like your face.
Who, me?
Yeah,
No, my beard. My beard is coming through better than ever.
better
Again,
than ever.
adult puberty.
Strong. With your jeans on, with your short jeans on, and your beard strong.
Yeah. All right. Should we get into
but-
this shithole?
Well, no, with my ear. But the thing is,
Oh, we're going back to your ear? I'm sorry.
Well, so like I say, uncaring of a wife. I don't mean it. You know I don't mean it, baby. But yeah, like truly though, as a nurse, like she gave me some really crappy, terrible advice, and she was unflappable in this advice to the point where the best time to be like drugged up and like in a party situation with your like ear is during St. Patty's Day weekend. It's St. Patty's Day weekend, everybody.
Yeah, who cares? I don't even care about St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, this is one thing that I think we can agree on. St. Patty's Day is the worst. It's the
stupid.
worst holiday, right?
It's stupid.
I don't believe in.
You got green beer and I'm Irish now. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah. Hey,
I don't believe in the year of our Lord St. Patrick. Like
You don't believe in it.
I just don't believe in it.
Okay.
What was the best St. Patrick's Day that you've ever had?
I don't know. Did we ever go out for St. Patrick's Day in Madison?
I don't think so. The best
I
St.
feel like I
Patrick's
remember
Day
drinking green beer one time.
that I think I can remember ever having is like being a bouncer on St. Patrick's Day, and some girl tried to flash me to get in, and I was like, "There's no line. You can just literally like show me your ID and get
No,
in."
Brock, there's a line. Yeah, you gotta skip the line. Yeah.
Well, there was a line that I drew, and she crossed it by trying
I
to
see.
besmirch my good name as a bouncer. I was like, "You can literally just like show me your ID and get in. There's no line." But
Dude, I just thought of something else.
anyway,
My back has been killing me for like 2 months. It's probably because I'm growing.
it's probably because you're carrying this podcast by interrupting me so much. You're putting the podcast on your back and carrying the team.
Right? Do you still have more to say about your ear?
Well, I just want to say, like, I didn't get the amount of sympathy that I deserved from my loving, uncaring wife. But what she doesn't know, or what she does know, is that I have a bunch of listeners, and I get to talk about it all I want. And you're forced to listen to me talk about my ear. So while she didn't want to listen to it, everybody else has to. And,
Okay.
And
So what was it?
look,
Just wax?
I realized that no, it's not wax. It's a legitimate like ear infection. I know that I'm not 5 years old anymore.
Ear infections.
It's like, did you ever get ear infections when you were a kid?
I got one ear infection as an adult.
See, like we have people out there that probably have kids, and their kids probably get ear infections.
They
And
get
I know
tubes
that
in
I
these
got
all
ear
the time.
infections when I was like 5. I get that I'm 30. Here's my point. I am 6 times the age that I should be when I should be getting ear infections.
Oh.
I argue that it's 6 times worse.
That's a misconception. I
No,
sell hearing aids.
it's
I
6
deal with
times
ears all
worse.
the time.
I should
Adults
be
get
allowed
ear
to
infections
whine
all the time.
I just want to whine about it. Darn it! I
I got
want
an ear
somebody
infection
to
from
listen to
swimming
me.
in a bad lake.
I just want someone to tell me that I'm gonna be okay, and
No, I actually told you probably have a hearing loss, and I want to test you.
probably. Brian works in the hearing aid business. This isn't just like a weird friend thing to like test me for like rabies or something. He wants to test me for hearing loss.
Yes. Yeah.
You should probably
I want-
be a little more specific.
I want to test that marriage and see if maybe I can squeeze in.
I mean, speaking of, let's talk about The Runner already.
Okay, Brock, what did you think this movie was going to be about?
We already said what it was going to be about last episode. It's about a BP oil spill.
But
clearly.
it's not. I thought it was almost like a mockumentary or something, like gonna follow someone through the BP oil spill. The BP oil spill just happens to have happened. This is about a man, a congressman, like cheating on his wife and fucking up his career as a senator.
So this is a political, I'm not going to say thriller.
No, it's a political borer.
I guess I'll say drama.
No, that's not right either.
What do you want to call it? It's not
A
a
political
comedy.
beige Cramel.
It's a political beige criminal. If there ever was
about
one.
Right. Yes.
It's
Okay.
Yeah.
Our Nick Tro.
There's
Cage
footage of the
watching
BP
news
oil
coverage.
spill for like 30 seconds, and then our Nick Tro is literally Nick watching footage and taking notes while I'm watching footage and taking notes.
My notes say good hair, bad accent.
I'll go with that. He looks
Because again, people,
fine.
I happened to accidentally watch a trailer before this, and I could tell even in the trailer. I texted Brock. I was like, his accent is already different even in this trailer. This man cannot hold an accent, no matter what accent it is. His drawl like comes and goes, and it's just not good.
Well, we are back in the favorite of my Orleans, New Orleans. So
What's your
Nick,
other Orleans?
Old Orleans, South Orleans, West Orleans. I don't know, East Orleans.
No,
I'm
not. No, that's
we're
a
back
bad
in,
joke.
We're back in
I'm
New
cutting that
Orleans, which Nick has a home in, correct? So okay.
I guess he's a congressman there.
Well, no, he had Nick himself has a home in New Orleans, does he not?
Yeah, he has a haunted house there. The
Oh,
most
that's
haunted
right.
house there.
His haunted house. I'm thinking it's his haunted house that they went to on The Bachelor. Remember? Because remember Dolphin Shark was deathly afraid of Nicolas Cage? I think that
No.
was his house.
Dolphin Shark was afraid of Nicolas Cage?
Yes, she was deathly afraid of Nicolas Cage, and that came up
remember
when they
that.
went Bachelor Talk, everybody. We're going to pivot into a Bachelor podcast. Yeah, Dolphin Shark was deathly afraid of... Dolphin Shark was one of the contestants, and she was deathly afraid of Nicolas Cage, and then Nick Viall chased her around with a Nicolas Cage face when they were at the haunted house.
Oh, that's right. Dude, it
Ah.
totally was Nick Cage's haunted house.
Putting it all together.
Dolphin Shark showed up in a shark costume, but she kept saying she was a dolphin. And I think she genuinely believed that, even though it had gills and
Yeah.
very obvious shark teeth and stuff.
It was the left shark costume from Katy Perry's Super Bowl
Right.
performance. All right, back to
Nick
this
Cage
movie.
Goes to court?
He's in the middle of Congress,
Yeah, it's
Making
a
an-
Congress meeting.
impassioned, accented plea, and we know he's using his accent because he's dropping his G's,
Yep. Just like Matt Bull.
just like Matt Bull.
I'm going
just like-
running.
shout out
I'm going
Matt Bull.
running.
Shout out
to
Katie
Surin.
Kaler. She drops her G's.
Who does?
Katie Kaler.
Who's that? Oh, Katie Kaler. Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other words I could say.
People in New Orleans
it's like
have
running.
been here for a while. They've been fishing. They've been working hard for their families. But
Yeah, that's good.
not even that good.
No, yours. I was just gonna say yours is better than Nick Cage's.
And then he
Okay,
cries.
There are actually moments where Nick Cage's accent is okay.
Yes, but it drops out when it's okay when it's necessary or convenient to him, and then it'll just drop out and be Nick Cage. Now here's the thing: I was reading reviews of this, and I was reading about this movie before I was watching it, and a lot of the high star reviews kept mentioning this speech as
Yeah, they do.
as being such a powerful, gripping performance.
Because Nick Cage cries during this speech.
Yes.
Even
And I was like, this speech? This is the one? Is there
And-
going to be another one later? Because this is the speech that's supposed to move me?
But this is also the speech that moves the plot along too. This is the
Yeah.
speech that gets the people of New Orleans to like Nick Cage. Mm-hmm. So it's it's supposed to be that. I didn't feel that. I thought it was
If-
kind of funny that he cried. I was like, really? You're gonna cry right now?
If you heard a politician give that speech in Minneapolis or St. Paul, if I don't know, tornado, what happens up there? A snowstorm blew through and hurt your Great Lake, and then the mayor of Minneapolis or the governor or something was like, hey, we need help, and started crying, would you feel moved?
Nah.
Would you rally around him?
Maybe.
Or would you even give a care? Would you even know?
And here's the thing, the oil
I don't
spill
know.
was
This is just
absolutely devastating. It was terrible. It did not, to my knowledge, it killed 11 people on the rig, but it wasn't like Katrina, man.
Oh, speaking of Katrina, man, take a drink, because It comes up enough times in this movie that, like, every time they mention Katrina, take a drink. Did you know that Katrina happened in New Orleans, too?
Nick Cage goes for a run after, like, the whole court session, the next scene. And I said, I hope Erica Anderson jumps out and rapes him. Getting back for
shoves him into an alley or something.
Get back for Zandali.
Like, is that just... If you shoot a film in New Orleans, do you have to, like, run through the city? Is that just what has to happen?
Yeah, I guess.
It's the titular runner.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, dude, he did run. I didn't even catch that.
Wow. How did you not catch that?
I thought it was the runner because he was running for Senate.
Well, that's obviously the play on words that they wanted you to take. But yes, he was also running literally and figuratively and emotionally.
He ran. He ran as much as Forrest Gump for Pete's sake.
He was also running from his demons.
Oh.
All right. Okay. So then he meets up with one of his, like, cabinet members. Oh, I think he's a congressman. He's a congressman?
Yes.
Okay. He meets up with, like, a a cabinet member or something. Somebody in, like, his party.
There was a newspaper article.
Yeah, but I'm going to be honest. My note asked if that was Baby from Deadfall.
It wasn't.
And I know that might be a little racist, but it was not. It was not the same actor as
racist.
Baby from Deadfall.
Dude, I thought that Jaden Smith looked like little sweet young Zhao.
sweet Zhao. Yeah, so that was not the same actor that played Baby, but it's similar.
Okay, now this is where I felt like there's a weird part after. I don't know, how much did you want to linger on that scene there?
That's it.
The guy wants Nick Cage to kind of
to
exploit
his
the newspaper article so
named,
that he can get ahead in the Senate race.
Yeah, it's his like team member named Frank. Okay.
So
who's
now
not Baby.
what I thought was weird is Nick Cage after that goes down an escalator and there's like a young Olivia Wilde looking girl who like smirks at Nick Cage and she's like 20 and he's an old man, and I was just like, what is going on here? Because then later we find out he's sleeping with a 27-year-old. And it's like, Nick Cage is old.
Yeah.
He's a Senate man. He's a congressman. Do congressmen get ass? Is that what I'm to take away from this?
Nick Cage gets ass all the time. Sure. All of his characters do. He probably writes it into his contract, just like Denzel always writes that his character can't die. Nick Cage is like, I need to get some young ass. $10 million or $2 million and some young ass.
So that Frank guy told Nick Cage towards the end of his little spiel there was like, hey, Nick, by the way, we got to be buttoned up for this. Nick Cage is driving to where he has to give a speech, and he sees a young boy like riding a bike, and for some reason that prompts him to take off his tie and start trying to get that taco meat out a little bit.
Because he wants to be a man of the people.
Doesn't quite peek out, but
correct.
that taco meat's right there.
He only ever undoes his top button. But don't worry, folks.
Oh,
don't worry. Just
we're getting
hold on
a
to your
whole
butts.
fucking buffet.
Hold on to your butts and your buttons, because we'll get there.
Nick
okay.
Cage wants. He
meets with an oil rep, and then later he's jump cut to he's in a hotel room and he's cheating on his wife with who we haven't seen yet, but he's basically just with like a mistress.
I called her a mistress
named Lucy. He drops the F-bomb, and then he gives her the grossest on-screen kiss that I think we've seen to date.
Don't you think you fucking had enough? That's one of the like 4 quotes I wrote down. So I wanted.
And then he like pushes her away and leaves.
He like grabs a bottle of pills, and I got so excited. Ooh. I was like, yes, he's gonna pop.
That's
them.
what, yeah.
And then he just sets him down.
She was gonna do some pills.
Don't you think you had a fucking enough? Because she's popping pills and drinking liquor.
Yeah.
And
they're having themselves what I like to call a lean night. What's up?
While they're making out, the camera goes right into Nick Cage's crotch. We get another crotch shot that we don't want. We're getting all these Nick Cage crotch shots.
Speak for yourself. We don't want?
All right, I guess.
I mean...
I even time-stamped it because I was so excited. Saw him pick up the pills. 12:43 if you want to see him pick up pills and not pop them.
Okay, I'm going to say right here, I went into this movie trying to be optimistic because
this movie is so bad.
People liked it, though. Some people liked it. Some people really described this movie as being like an engaging, political, thriller, drama.
Oh, it's
I
boring.
wanted to I'm gonna try to maintain my positivity, people. I'm trying. Just know that I'm trying.
Really, really boring, you guys. He goes back to his wife, and his wife drops the line. He says something about having a choice. And his wife says, did you have a choice when you slept with that 27-year-old cheerleading coach?
And
So,
I'm thinking, like, is that
knew.
the same woman? Or is this
It
a
is.
different woman? It's the
And
same.
it is. Because then later, someone brings over elevator footage, and Nick Cage is fucking going to town on this girl in the elevator.
Okay. Yes. Well, so first though, we do find out that the 27-year-old like cheerleading coach is Lucy because she is coaching cheerleaders, and a reporter comes up to her at one point and is like, Lucy Cross or Hale or whatever it is, and she's like, what? And then she's like, you're gonna have to tell me about your affair. And she's like, oh no, I don't even know this congressman, and blah blah blah.
And
blah. But
I'm
like,
going to make it a point to mention that she's black, because they make it a big deal, because his county or whatever is 60%
Yes.
black, and the Frank is a black man.
Yes.
And he says something about like this destroying it. He's like, we're in a county that's 60% black, and now he's out there sleeping with a
Yeah.
black 27-year-old. So
they focus on the fact that like the
Nick Cage is an old white man.
Yeah. Well, so Nick Cage is an old white man, and like he's one. Okay, I guess
His dad
We'll have to
also
set
did a
this
lot
up.
for the black
his dad was the
people in
mayor of New
in the
Orleans.
city. Yes.
And his dad won the hearts of like the constituents of New Orleans. New Orleans is a pretty racially mixed city. Louisiana's a pretty like black state. And so for Nick to like win in this district of Congress in New Louisiana,
Yeah.
he has to already win over like the black voters. And I think like at one point too, they like asked him like, how did you do it? And I wanted Nick Cage just to be like, I'm pretty fucking cool. Like
They
or
say something like he's the first black congressman in like
white congressman?
or white
in the-
congressman in like
yeah.
20 years or something.
So,
But
anyway.
one thing about the elevator footage is once they're done watching the video, it kind of closes out,
Oh.
and the headline for the video says "Congressman caught onshore drilling," and I was like, "Ooh, pun game
Well,
is strong on that."
And so the
one.
thing is that he's a congressman who's trying to fight for like these the fishermen and the oil rig workers and like all the people working the coastline, and the cheerleading coach is the wife of a fisherman that he's trying to help. So like
daughter,
he's
right?
no wife.
That 27-year-old was married to that other guy.
Yes.
That was a big age gap too.
Well,
That girl certainly has her types.
Well, anyway. So yeah,
Oh,
it was
and right here
his
is my
wife.
first marking of the mumbling. Like I didn't have subtitles. I couldn't find subtitles.
Yeah, I
Mumbling,
didn't either.
it was bad. I couldn't follow along. Now that Nick Cage got caught sleeping with that girl, his wife makes him sleep on a cot, and like I said, guys, it is a buffet of taco meat.
Yeah, so
You get a taco salad.
I have a holy effing taco meat, like thing. So at
Holy
one point,
effing taco meat, Batman! Superman?
Frank does like say something, and Nick like repeats it back to him. So I did just have a little like thing where he does repeat somebody back to their face, not like mockingly, but he does do it because he loves to repeat people.
Yeah, he
directly
does.
what they say directly to their face. And he gets slapped at one point, and his hair goes askew, and all it takes is like a slap by his wife, because his wife just like slaps him, and then his hair just goes like boop, straight out of his head, and it's great. I loved
so
it.
bad.
It's great.
Like when Donald Trump's was blowing in the wind and everyone
Yes.
made a big deal about it. It looks that bad, people.
Yeah, it's
I forgot about that.
So
Nick's
the thing
dad-
is that this movie wants to be like House of Cards, even down to like the southern accents. House of Cards is like a Netflix show with the guy whose name we don't talk about anymore, Kevin Spacey, because he's all, problematic
Maybe.
and whatever. And so like it wants to be that because that's a whole political drama with like him and politics and his wife like really running things behind the scene. This movie wants to be that too. And so like his wife is really running things behind the scene and trying to like basically be with him for his political career, but she says something like,
She's going to leave him if he resigns.
if you resign from like congressman, I will leave you.
Yeah, and so now
don't really
Nick
care.
Cage is like, he Yeah,
There's
he's
a
sleeping on
time
the cot,
jump.
He's falling apart. We find out he's been sober for 16 years, but he
Yeah.
starts drinking after he resigns because he does
Yeah.
resign.
There's a time jump. He has beard stubble. Peter.
And he orders a prostitute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, first, though, Peter Fonda shows up. So Peter Fonda
Oh yeah, I wasn't.
is his dad.
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't know who Peter Fonda, like, is. I should. I know I
Jane
should.
Fonda's husband.
Or is it her dad? Peter Fonda? Somebody's dad? I don't... Anyway, Peter Fonda is a famous actor. Just is. Not gonna
Is he?
lay out all the
I don't
roles
know.
that he's been in. He's older gentleman, because clearly he's playing Nick Cage's dad. But he was also in Deadfall. Here's the thing. I don't remember what role he was in Deadfall.
Jane Fonda is his sister.
Ah, makes sense.
Okay.
But I don't remember what role he was in Deadfall. So, like, I think he was technically like the dad's
Pete.
assistant. I think
Whoever
he was the
Pete
dad's
was.
assistant,
Yeah, probably.
something like that.
God,
But,
Deadfall was great.
He's
Number
worked
8
with
on
Nick
my
Cage.
list. Oh,
He's worked with Nick Cage again. So
hey,
anyway,
his name is Pete, and his name was Pete in Deadfall. It's almost like it's
yeah,
knocked up or something
somebody
over here, man.
probably just kind of called him that, and they were like, "Shit, we're gonna have to write it into the script." All right. Anyway,
Nick
So-
tells a
and Nick
fisherman to
Googles
file
himself.
for bankruptcy.
Nick Googles himself, and I liked how, like, in like the 8th image when he does like an image search. Which, okay, have you ever Googled yourself?
Yeah.
I've Googled myself. I think
Yeah.
like back in like college, and like my high school wrestling record showed up when I
Yeah, my
Googled.
cross country times are
Yeah. What do you think happens if you Google yourself right now?
the same thing.
I'm gonna Google myself right now.
But so this is where I found out that this person wasn't real. Price, whatever his
there
name
you
is,
go.
Kelvin Price or whatever.
Sure.
Colin Price. I thought this was like, I thought that this was a mockumentary or like, trying to follow real life events. No, this is a completely made up guy, a completely made up story. So that was different than I expected.
Yeah, but they are sprinkling in some real world stuff.
Which is
but
why
the
it was
thing
kind of confusing.
The 8th image is like his mistress, like
Yeah.
sexy butt pic or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, of course, that would be. And like, that's the thing is where I feel like his eyes were actually like lingering on it, and like he was gonna click it. I was like, click it. You know you want to. You're alone in the hotel room, dude. You can click it. Anyway.
Nick Cage goes and talks to the fisherman and just basically tells him, hey guys, you gotta file for bankruptcy, blah, blah, blah. Because Nick Cage's nonprofit can't get the money due to Nick Cage's reputation.
All right.
There we go.
By the way, I Googled myself, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, my wedding registry. I'm surprised that this podcast doesn't even show up. We got to do something.
It will,
about
man.
that.
It will.
Oh, this isn't cool. An old. Okay. Never
What is it? An old what?
No, I'm not gonna put that kind of juju out on the podcast.
Well, I'm gonna look you up. Brock.
Oh, I'm gonna look you up. I'm gonna Google you then.
Yeah, well, which name are you gonna use? Dude, your old address is on here.
Oh my god, I have some really weird photos for Brian Ambrosius, including one that
really?
looks like Louis C.K.
Let me look at this.
This guy looks like a real perv. Oh no.
Which guy?
I didn't do an image search for me.
No, which guy are you talking about for me? Oh my god, there's like
The
a naked
bald
samurai guy.
Ginger man.
The Ginger Man. Okay, this cannot be good podcasting.
Okay.
Nick Cage meets with a lady helper. That's what I put here. I later find out her name is Kate, and it's a consultant. And she says
Played
something
by
about
Laura
being
Paulson.
37. Was she joking when she said she was 37?
What?
Because she looked a lot older than that, and they bang. And Nick Cage loves missionary, and he loves kind of rough missionary. And is that where we see boobs? No, I think later we see boobs. Nick Cage gets his own apartment. He dumps all his booze down after seeing his dad because his dad is dying. I didn't catch what his dad is dying with. That's fine. I can run through. I can
think
run through this
his
movie in 2
dad is
minutes, man. If
basically
you want to
dying
keep
of, like, a
looking on the
liver
internet,
disease. Okay, his dad's dying of liver disease
if you want
because
to keep going on the internet, I will be done in 2 minutes.
his dad is an alcoholic, and that's why his dad never got to run for senator after being a mayor, because he's disgraced.
Nick Cage calls up Kate and says he had a dream about he and Kate, and they were in high school,
yeah.
and he was trying to, but they looked the same. So
Yeah.
50-year-old Nick Cage going back to high school, and he says something about like, I think I was asking you to prom or something like that.
And then she says, "Did we go?" And he said, like, "No,"
He said,
or something like, "You turned me down."
I don't-
Is that what he said?
"You turned and ran away." And she says, "That sounds right." Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Who did you go to prom with?
Oh, Amanda Flannery.
Hey, shout out to Flannel Bags. A
Who did you
legitimate
go to
shout
prom
out
with?
this time.
You went with Kayla Montgomery, right?
Kayla Montgomery. Shout out to Kayla. Anti-shout out to Kayla Montgomery.
Amanda Flannery. I love the girl. I didn't expect anything with Amanda Flannery. Like we're platonic friends. That's
Platonic
it.
friends.
Always
Always
but I
have
will
been.
say, prom is like, oh, I'm with my girl, blah blah blah. She ditched me halfway through for her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, shame. Anti-shout out to Kayla Montgomery because she did the exact same thing to me. Kayla Montgomery went into prom basically telling me, like, I am going to hook up with one of our mutual friends, like, that night. And I was just like, yeah, fine. That's cool with me.
That's what I'm saying
And,
with
like,
Amanda Flannery too. Like it was a fun date. We had fun eating dinner and walking and dancing and stuff. But
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting anything from it.
Oh, can we tell like an embarrassing story?
About
Do
who?
we have time? About you. About
What?
us. About prom.
What
Do
happened?
you remember the after prom breakfast?
That's where I took my first beer, didn't I? Oh yeah.
So Brian
I was
got
still like drunk the next day.
Okay, guys. Again, statute of limitations. This is all satire anyway, so none of it's real.
This is when we were 21. We went to
yeah,
prom when
yeah.
we were 21. I
yeah.
did go to prom when I was 19.
I mean, we were probably
in
like
college.
Nick Cage. We went to prom when we were 30 years old. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we imbibed on a few liquids, and
I drank a lot of
you drank a lot of UV and Mountain Dew because
Oh,
I mixed
is that
those
what it
drinks for all of us that
Guys,
night.
I didn't like beer yet. Beer's an acquired taste.
Yeah, it was UV and Mountain Dew, and you got drunk, and I remember I was like the DD, and I was sober, and I drove everybody into town to get like breakfast at the local cafe, and you were freaking out, and
Yeah,
you did
I was
not
in the
want to
back
go into
seat.
public because you thought if somebody saw you drunk that you were going to lose every scholarship that you were ever like destined to get into college. So
I was like,
you,
what if Mrs. So-and-so is working there? She's gonna take away my scholarship. She's gonna drop my 4.0 or whatever.
Oh yeah, you were, and so you were
And
practicing
I was
what you were going to
practicing
order.
my order.
So I
And
remember you were like, I want
chocolate milk.
chocolate milk.
I want an
bacon."
omelet. So I was like, okay.
You were like, I want a ham and cheese omelet, bacon, chocolate milk. Ham and cheese omelet, bacon, chocolate milk. Ham and cheese omelet, bacon, chocolate milk. We get to the diner, and you go, I want a chocolate omelet, bacon, toast. And she was like, I'll get you an omelet and chocolate milk. And like the waitress did not give a care in the world. She knew what it was. She knew it was the morning after prom. Like she knew us. So it's a small town. Like things are gonna fly. And I think you fell asleep inside, like on your plate of an omelet.
No, I didn't.
I think you fell asleep on your plate. I know.
I fell asleep
I know
probably
Susie
in the
was with
truck.
us, and I know Susie passed out on his plate.
I don't think I did. I think I fell asleep in the truck or something.
Probably. But
Okay.
you did not lose your scholarship.
Nope, did not.
You
Didn't
made
get
it
in
to
trouble at
college.
all.
You survived prom.
Drank
Anyway.
more beers.
Guys, sorry. This movie's doesn't get any better from here.
Nick Cage goes to his nonprofit office, and everyone starts clapping for him because BP just gave him $3.5 million.
Why? We don't know.
We're gonna find out.
I guess. Do we
His
care?
wife, I don't know.
It's
So now-
hard. It's hard, and I know that I ask that a lot during these movies, but like it is hard to care about this one, guys.
Here's
but I'm
what I'm
being
gonna say.
positive, so I do care. He's a lawyer working pro bono for these fishermen. Let's get them some money from BP. They need to get paid.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Shrimping ain't easy.
Nick Cage wants to see Kate again, so he
Yeah.
flies her down. And when he goes to pick her up, he's got the aviators sitting right on his collar, man. He's ready to pop those babies on to block out that sun.
He's been wearing aviators this entire movie.
Oh, well, I don't know. I missed it.
I mean, I literally have the second note that I have is that he's wearing aviators.
Well, he's wearing aviators. I just thought I'd bring it up. They bang again, and that boy, he likes his missionary.
Okay,
and we see her boobs.
So not only do they bang, there's a Sarah Paulson titty for a split second, like a third of a second.
That's like 2 seconds.
But I'm like, why is there a Sarah Paulson titty?
Very unnecessary.
It is unnecessary, but we get to see back of Nick Cage thrusting for
I'm saying the man
enough.
likes his hard missionary.
Yeah, and then he rolls off, and then we see a second of Sarah Paulson.
My mom's not gonna like these details, but hey,
Oh,
sorry, Mom. It is what it is.
Guess what? People have sex, okay, Ma?
They have missionary sex.
They have sex. That was the most exciting part of this movie, Ma, and we focused on it. I rewinded.
Now Nick Cage goes back to Mark. There was a guy named Mark.
You let me have this,
Mark.
Karen. That's all I have.
And Mark is talking about how Nick Cage is actually doing really well in Senate polls, even though he's not running, because he has a bunch of money that he's given to the fishermen now.
Okay, yeah, there's this Mark guy, and he's like a skeezy guy, and I was like, do I recognize this guy? Has he been in another Nick Cage movie? Don't know him. But
No, I don't know him.
But as he's approaching Nick Cage, he's on the phone with his daughter, and he's talking about, no, honey, I can't take you to the Kanye concert. Go with your stepdad. Yeah, he's much more interesting anyway. He's a cooler dad than I am. And stuff. That was the most interesting storyline of this entire movie. I want to know how his daughter, how good of a time she had at the Kanye concert. Because that sounds fantastic.
A lot more fantastic than this movie.
I mean, I want to go to the Kanye concert. Take us to they just drop in a split second of the Kanye concert so that we know if she made it okay.
Nick's dad, he's about to have surgery, and
Okay.
Cage's wife is there, and she's in the middle of a class action scene.
Yes. Okay, but here's the thing. In the background, there is this Senator Owens, whose name has gotten brought up. He's in a corruption scandal of his own. And, there's a senator who's about to be, thrown out and replaced. And so this whole thing is that, basically this Mark guy is trying to set up Nick Cage, Colin, to take Senator Owens' place. And so he's trying to get BP to back Nick Cage so that Nick Cage looks like a hero, so that Nick Cage can be, his candidate, so that he can force Nick Cage into Senator Owens' vacated Senate seat.
Cool.
So,
Good story, bro.
That's at stake.
Hey, why don't you go make a movie about it?
I probably could.
Nick Cage's dad
I'd throw in
dies
some
during
Kanye
surgery.
concert footage.
Nick Cage's dad dies during surgery. And Nick Cage gets super upset. He can't find where he parked his car. He looks like he's in dying
Okay,
of the light, kind of forgetting things. What?
That-
He walks out of the parking lot and starts looking around. Can't find his car.
Because he's sad. It's not because
I know he's
he can't find
sad.
His car. The thing is, with his dad,
he's overacting again.
before his dad dies in the hospital, his dad, Peter Fonda, says, and the thing is, his dad and him don't have a great relationship, but his dad says, do me a favor. Don't feel sorry for me. And then he goes, oh, Christ. And then he turns away and he starts crying. Now, that is one of the most pity-inducing scenes that you could ever have. One of the most things that would ever make somebody feel sorry for you ever. To follow up the line, don't feel sorry for me, with oh, Christ. And then rolling over and crying yourself. How am I supposed to not feel sorry for you after that?
He blames it on the sun. He's like,
Yeah.
put those blinds down. The sun's in my eyes. And the blinds were 7/8 of the way down already.
Which
so.
also, he's in a hospital gown, so when he turned his back to Nick Cage, he's probably flashing
butt.
on his butt.
Yes, he was.
Just gotta throw it out there.
Like I said, Nick Cage, his dad died. And now he's super confused. And he calls Kate. He just wants someone to talk to.
And
He
also,
gets through her.
he's really mean to his wife, and his wife also knows now about Sarah Paulson somehow.
Yeah.
About Kate.
Kate. I was just going to say, who's Sarah Paulson? Yeah, Kate.
Sarah Paulson's the actress.
But
that
so
plays
Nick
Kate.
Cage can't get a hold of Kate on her cell phone, so he calls her home phone, and she says, "Why are you calling me at home?" And didn't he call her at home before? He called her at home one time,
think
and the
he's
kids were
called
being
her-
little snots.
His cell phone or something.
They told the kid to
she's
shut
back
up.
with her husband.
Yeah.
So, they had this whole plan to, cheat on... Well, not cheat, but, basically they were both going to get separated from their spouses, but then like they had a little romantic thing, and now she's gonna get back together. So she tells him like, "What did you think was gonna happen?" And I just gotta say, it's always the Nick Cage, never the bride. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Nick Cage goes back to his old home and discovers his gate opener has been disabled by his wife. So he drives through the gate into the garage. Airbag goes off. He's kind of a bloody mess. And Kate, well, not Kate, his
did
wife.
You say he got drunk?
Oh, I guess I didn't. Yeah, he got drunk before all
so,
this.
Yeah, so again, alcoholic.
He's been 16 years
but, like,
sober.
He gets smashed, apparently. And then, yeah, like, he knows his gate thing isn't going to work because he hasn't been home in a long, long time. Like, his wife kicked him out.
He was home a little earlier. And
I think he's been living in a motel for a long time. So,
it's
like,
not a motel, it's
he
an apartment.
knows that his gate key's not going to work. And so he intentionally crashes through his gate and into his garage. And, like, we smash, or, like, wake up, fade out, and fade into, like, his wife.
His wife is just yelling at him to get out of the car. And it's like, lady, he's bleeding. The airbag is open. Why haven't you called 911 already?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she probably figured out what happened. But,
well, dude, it's like bleeding.
And then we, like, okay, so this is his rock bottom. And then we cut to him giving a speech to a bunch of factory workers about...
He signs the contract with Mike to become the senator or whatever.
And then
he gives a speech to fishermen. And basically 180's on his position about going green. And now he's like, no, we got to drill. We need workers and blah, blah, blah.
So he gets in bed with the oil companies and whatever to, like... Because... Yeah.
And one of the shots...
There is another black candidate in the background of this whole movie. Like, we see him once or twice. And there's this black candidate who is, like, pro-green energy and pro, like, like, screw BP. Like,
which is everything Nick said he was. He wanted to go green.
Yeah.
He said, we don't need oil, but now he's turning on it because now the oil drillers will vote for him or some bullshit.
So we can
Who
assume
cares?
that the black candidate is also trying to get the Senate spot.
This movie was so slow, guys.
Okay, but wait.
What?
But then...
Why was this made?
But then he's running again.
Yeah.
This time, and he's in the same 2-lane... Okay, so, like, we see him run, like, 4 times during the course of this movie. Like, we see him run at the beginning, and he's really good, and he's in a Tulane t-shirt or sweatshirt. And then, and Tulane's a university down in the South. And then he's running, like, after the scandal breaks, and, like, he like, stumbles, and, like, another guy passes him on the track. So, like, we know he's not doing so good because he's down in the dumps. And then, like, he runs again at one point, another time. And now this time, he's running, and he's back at it. And he's back in his Tulane shirt. And you're like, oh, he's got his groove back. And it pulls out to a wide shot, and in the background is the White House. He's running in Washington, D.C., or the Capitol building, or something like that.
Yeah,
but basically, he's in D.C., so you can assume he's the new senator, baby. Pretty much.
Yeah.
That was how we ended the movie.
I'm a fucking dumbass. I thought that was in New Orleans.
No.
Because every capital has... They don't have a freaking Capitol building that looks like... Well, Madison does. But also, New Orleans isn't the capital of Louisiana. Baton Rouge is, so that was dumb, Brian.
Anyway. It's okay.
But yeah, I guess that did make sense that it was in Washington.
Yeah.
I just did not care enough to care. I didn't care enough to care.
So you kind of asked, like, why was this movie made? I kind of have a similar question of, like, who was this movie for?
The Nick Cage nerds, apparently.
Yeah. But, like, so it was pro-oil?
At the end, yeah. It was pro-oil.
Yeah. Because, like, again, he gives this really rousing speech, and everybody's like, yay! Because he says, like, F those green energy twats. Like, they can't not drill. Drilling is, like, the lifeblood of the South. Drilling is the lifeblood of New Orleans and the Gulf. Too. Like, we need to drill. Like, drilling is our it's our economy. It's our source of living. If we didn't drill, everybody here would be screwed. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And all the people in the factory seem to like it. So...
Well, yeah, of course they like it.
So is that the message of this movie that I'm supposed to take away?
Yeah, oil is good. Let's keep burning that oil.
Okay.
Screw climate change.
Like, what other political movies have you seen to, like, base this off of? Because I've I can think of like the Ides of March I watched. It had like Clooney and Gosling in it, I think. And like that was a pretty good political movie. But like do you watch
Dying of the
movies?
Light?
That's not really political. That's just like a CIA movie.
I don't know, man. I don't like political. I hate politics.
Exactly.
I freaking hate politics.
I don't have a lot to base this off of, like, to know whether it's a good political movie or not, but like, or like a political thriller, but like,
It was not thrilling.
it was just like I don't care about people running for office.
All right, let's knock out our tropes,
movie
man.
context. Yeah,
I only had 3. It sounds like you caught a couple more. Obviously, the taco meat, guys. Like I said, buffet. It was a beige caramel of taco meat.
beige caramel of taco meat.
We're making that a thing.
Because at one
It's
point,
gonna be a
like,
thing.
yeah, his chest was just like he wakes up on
It
that
was
cot and
glistening
his chest
in the
is,
moonlight. Those
yeah.
white hairs
And-
really glistened in the
Oh my
moonlight.
god, the white, yeah. Oh,
Yes.
so glistening,
Again, fish
sparkling,
tacos.
like
He dyes
Edward
his
Cullen.
hair, right? His hair should be gray at this point.
Yeah.
Based off his chest hair.
Probably.
Although his beard... Oh, you think it was a fake beard in Looking Glass.
Oh my god, it was a fake beard in Looking Glass. Because we've
think
seen
it was
him
real.
have stubble, and that beard in Looking Glass does not at all match his stubble when he has stubble.
I
And I've
think
seen
it's
him
real
grow
beard.
a real beard. That beard in Looking Glass was nothing like his real beard.
All right, we got taco
like-
meat.
Diet or not.
Mumbling like crazy. Mumbled all the time. Oh, I did have yells and repeats. Oh, I put that for yelling, though. He yelled at the end there during his speech.
I don't know if he repeats. He repeats somebody back to them, though.
That's what you said. Those are the only 3 that I marked.
Emily was present during this movie. She snored for most of it, but she did try to say, does he abuse
you
a
love your
woman
wife this
when
episode, man.
when he left the hooker, or not hooker, when he left his mistress, she asked if that was abuse of women, and I was like,
No.
not really abuse her.
No,
If
that was
anything,
no.
he saved her from herself. He gives a
Did
fuck.
he say fuck?
Yeah.
It wasn't a fuck you, though.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Was there a
it wasn't really
flashback?
fuck you.
I don't even think there was a flashback.
No. He doesn't run on pills. He doesn't punch anybody.
Watching the footage, is that a flashback? No flashback. No high fucking yeah.
He didn't call anybody the opposite sex or
No
emasculate them.
emasculating. No making fun of someone to their face. No hand wiggle. No dying.
He didn't
Guys,
die.
this is a really, really boring movie.
I almost thought he was going to die.
I did too.
But he does wear aviators. I'm throwing him back in there, damn it, because they're making a comeback.
If it happens, you can mention it.
All right.
I went first last time. What's your Pete Cage?
My Pete Cage is right after he sleeps with Kate, and he mumbles, "You're special to me, huh?"
What?
Oh, you didn't catch that? Because that's exactly how he says it, and I'll challenge you to find the clip, because he sleeps with her and goes, "You're real special to me." You know that?
Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
I
heard him
believe
say
what he's
that.
trying to say is,
You're
"You're
very
real
special to me."
special to me. You know that?" But what it comes out as is, "You're real special to me. You know that?"
You're real special. You know that?
So that's my Pete Cage, because after sleeping with somebody for the first time, you gotta let them know that they're real special to you. Yeah, digging real deep.
I told you I had like 2 of them ready. Just they're really bad. I think my Pete Cage is going to be him doing missionary with Kate because he does it so forcefully, man. He loves
brand.
missionary sex.
How are you
But-
gonna get that as like a?
I don't have to.
You don't have
I'll find some girl going ooh. Yep.
Nah, it's not
Okay, so
that
one-
explicit.
No, it's
I'm
not.
sorry, Karen. Okay, it happened. What do you want me
It's
to
not-
do?
It's not like when
Golly.
you wear shorts and thrust back and forth.
Oh, excuse me. What?
Excuse you?
What is that? Excuse me.
When you wear shorts?
Yeah, I
Gym
don't know what
shorts.
you're talking about.
Okay. All right. One other good Pete Cage moment is after his dad dies, he goes into the car and his dad had some cigarettes there. And just the way he looked at the lighter, like he lit the lighter, but the way he looked at it, like I said, it reminded me of Dying of the Light or something. Like he just looked like he'd never seen a lighter before because he's overacting.
He was looking at the cigarettes and I was like, is he going to smoke one?
That's
or
what
is he
I thought
going to
too.
like get mad at him because they killed his
The way
dad?
he like looks at the lighter and just
Like,
he was amazed by the flame. It was very over the top.
yeah.
Is that it? Are we
Yeah,
done?
I'll be
well,
honest.
what are you gonna give this one on IMDb?
Well, I didn't have like any like extra notes, like really, other than what we covered.
I'm
It
telling
was
you,
it was real lean.
If we didn't talk for half an hour at the start, this could have been under an hour.
Yeah, I will probably give this a 3,
See, I wrote down a
Maybe
3. I might give it a 2.
maybe a 2. Just
It was so boring. I'm giving
be
it a
like
2.
a
I'm
2,
changing that.
2.5 because it's just like
It's there.
it
exists.
It's nothing. It is a nothing burger of a film. Okay.
Our scores, we are now 0 for 14.
Okay, but is he a good
I'm
actor?
sorry, we didn't talk
Is he
about
a
if he's a
good actor?
No, he's not a good actor. At this point, I assume that we're going to say no because he's so bad in this movie.
No, he's
He's
fine.
just going through the motions. He
did
doesn't
fine.
give a fuck.
I thought he did fine. Well, how
Really?
did? Yeah. Really?
I would say he did.
Why?
No,
Why does he not do fine in this movie, but he does fine in Looking Glass? I don't understand the difference.
just reading the lines and the accent is all over the place, and the way he overacts after his dad dies, I hated it.
His dad is dying. He's an alcoholic. Like, yeah, I'm
like,
using
looked
the
at
exact
the
same
lighter,
arguments
though.
that you used in Looking Glass. His dad is dying. He's an alcoholic. He's cheating on his wife. His life is
you
falling
giving-
apart. What do you
are you
want him
gonna
to
say
do?
he's good?
What do you want him to do?
Are you going to say he's good?
No, because again, I could throw somebody else into that role, and I would hope that they would do a better job with that material.
I will say, when I got done with the movie, I did feel very Looking Glass-ish. I was just like, okay. Again, just it's a movie, and he wasn't bad. He was fine. He was adequate.
Fine,
He was adequate.
but I want more.
Oh, it was this movie.
I just want more. I'm just asking for more. I'm asking to see and get that, like, that extra, like, attention where when I see somebody
We
write,
know.
like, he puts everything in his heart and soul into all
we
of his
gonna-
roles. I
We're gonna
want
get like
that.
3-minute rants about how bad Nick Cage is at,
But where-
at the end of every
But
movie.
where is his soul? Where is his soul?
Brock, it's Castle period. We are in Castle period. He needs money to pay for these damn castles that he bought. You can blame the castles for his bad acting. Imagine if he never would have bought castles. What movies
If he never
be
would
in
have,
right
like,
now?
just wasted all of his money and he would have just taken passion projects.
Yeah, right?
I think that we would get more Mom and Dad. And, like,
I don't think he would have been in Mom and Dad if he had money.
I think he would have.
I don't.
Because, like,
Apparently The Croods 2 is coming out either next year or like
do you
late
think
this
it's going to
year or
get
something.
a theatrical release or do you think it's going straight to video?
Oh, for sure it's getting a theatrical release because The Croods is his highest grossing movie of all time.
Sure. But I don't think it was one of DreamWorks. Is it DreamWorks? I think
What did I
it's
say?
DreamWorks.
Wasn't it like 600 million?
Is it?
or
It's
something?
not Disney though. I think it's DreamWorks.
No,
isn't it?
it's DreamWorks, I think.
Yeah. So like, that's not a passion project. I heard that they're also making another National Treasure.
Ooh,
In the
he'll
pipe.
like that. Oh, he should get paid good for that.
Sure. Okay. Also, here's one thing, Nick Cage related news. I could save it for the next time, but I won't. Nick Cage is a huge Superman fan. We've probably touched on it in the past. Nick Cage wanted to be Superman. He wanted to play Superman in like an adaptation. I think it
Tim
was
Burton.
called, like Superman Returns or something like that. Yeah, Tim Burton directed, and there is footage of this Superman movie that has notoriously never seen the light of day because it was a failed movie, like went over budget, had so many production problems, and just it was awful. And so there's like a picture of Nick Cage in a Superman costume, but like again, never got made. There's a Teen Titans movie coming out.
Oh yeah,
Of a cartoon series called Teen Titans, and Nick Cage gets to be the voice of Superman in the Teen Titans movie. I'm gonna go see that movie because Nick Cage is gonna be in it. But
what's interesting
so
is
now
I was
he
telling you,
finally gets to play Superman. He's such a Superman fan. His son is named Kal-El because like he's such a Superman geek. Like he had like the first edition of a comic. Like he's huge into Superman, but like now he gets to be Superman finally. So there's a passion role for him. Like there's a passion project. Maybe he'll give his all into that particular role, but I just don't know like what could he do in order to like get another Oscar.
what's interesting is in that interview I was talking about before, where I don't know. I mentioned the interview. I don't remember what I said about it. But the interviewer was talking about, hey, Nick, you're a huge superhero fan. Are we ever going to see you in another superhero movie? And Nick Cage said, no, I did the best that I could with Ghost Rider, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm going to be in some big superhero movie or something. And now he is.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he likes Marvel. I think he's more of a DC guy, but DC. Sorry.
You said DC.
DC guy.
Guys, next film was released in 2014. It is a Castle period. It is Rage.
Oh.
I don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
But if it is anything like this Castle period film where it was called The Runner and then he ran a lot, I imagine he's going to get pretty ragey. Nick Rage, am I right?
When the daughter of a reformed criminal is kidnapped, he rounds up his old crew and seeks his own brand of justice. This is Dog Eat Dog all over again.
This is John Wick.
This is Dog Eat Dog all over again.
It is our first 5.0. We are getting to the halfway scale. Are these going to start getting better? My guess is not.
If
Because
the promotional pictures,
all the fanboys keep rating them 10s.
there are some really weird photos for this movie. But I think Danny Glover's in it?
Yes, he is. Danny Glover's in it.
Okay.
And some other chick.
I also think it might be a foreign film. So, yay. It's Dog Eat
Guys,
Dog.
Yeah, we are still on Instagram and Twitter. We are at WeGageCagePod. Tokyo, Sweden, we still haven't heard from you.
Dame un grito.
Southern Hemisphere,
Cabron.
where are you? Guys, if you know anyone who lives in the Southern Hemisphere, reach out to them. Let them listen to one episode.
Guys, tell your friends in the Southern Hemisphere.
Keep on rating us. Again, we're up to 9. Let's keep it going. And the last time I checked, I don't know. Maybe we're higher now. Anything else that I missed? Stay tuned next week. We're going to have a very fun game.
That's one way to put it.
Very fun. I'm excited for it.
Brian's
Brock's not really
so
excited
excited for it. I can't say that I get it, but I'm gonna participate anyway.
All right. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna create a GoFundMe for my ear.
Okay.
So all sympathies directed toward my ear can go to our Instagram and our Twitter, and my GoFundMe at www.brockseargetbettersoonbabyboy.com.
I haven't even actually brought this up to you offline at all, but I think I should start uploading these to YouTube, our episodes. Connor, one of our big super fans, he usually listens to podcasts off YouTube. He has he has an Android, so it is harder to watch or to listen to these on Android. So I might start throwing these up onto YouTube as well on the tubes.
Okay.
All right.
Do we have to start video recording ourselves?
No, absolutely not.
Good,
It will be
'cause-
one picture of us in our pink and purple shirts with suspenders, and dude, not with this hair, dude. Not with this hair. I've been trying to get a haircut for like.
Yeah,
a week.
Brian's rocking the Caesar cut right now. We're
I've
burying
been
the lead
trying
on
to
you
get a
guys.
haircut, and today I was going to go get a cut. It was over an hour wait at all the stores. I I'm looking for a new barber. I always go with Sport Clips. I'm done with Sport Clips. They're overpriced.
Yeah, they're overpriced and underwhelming.
If you work at Sport Clips, I'm sorry, but what Brock
Do better.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, how about this? If you work at Sport Clips, give us a 50% discount and prove us wrong. How about that?
Hey, there you go. I'll even take a free MVP.
I think that's how sponsorships work.
I usually don't get the MVP either because I don't know.
Why?
I just feel weird getting a massage in a hot towel. Like I just go home and shower anyway to get it all off.
Yeah, it's weird. Brian started off this podcast with a poof, and now it's in a Caesar. But I'm just
So
saying.
you made fun of my poof, so that's through it.
Your
I
poof
had
looked
the Caesar.
good.
So what the Caesar means is I just kind of had my bangs straight down.
People
and
know
I
what a
had this-
Caesar haircut is. They should.
I had this look for years, and like I was saying to you before the podcast, I was like, "How did I ever like kiss anyone with this hair? It's so ugly." And you tried when we were roommates. One time you gave me a faux hawk, and it looked good.
How did you
I
kiss
just-
anyone, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just say I closed my eyes, puckered up, and blew.
You gave me a faux hawk once, and it actually looks good now that I look back on it, but I just wasn't confident. It was before a first date. I was going on a date from Tinder or something, and you gave me a faux hawk, and I just wasn't confident enough, and I put it back down or something, and
The transition king. Speaking of,
probably why we didn't have a
before
second
first
date.
I am fairly certain that I don't think I've brought it up before, but I actually know the true origin of "Good luck with your balls."
Let's hear it.
"Good luck with your balls" was not something that we used to say to each other during like our Madden games. "Good luck with your balls" actually came from how I remember before a date that you were going on with a girl, pre-Leah.
That makes sense.
And I believe it was like, it might have even been the titular date of giving you the faux hawk, in which I set you up and I made you look good and I made you pretty, and I
Was
sent
that
you out into the
Karaoke Girl?
world with potentially, and I sent you out into the world with like the one, best piece of advice and the best wishes that I could, and I said, "Good luck with your balls," and forced you out the door. And I remember you dismantled the faux hawk before you even got there.
I did. That's what I'm saying. I took it down. I wasn't confident enough. Now I swipe my hair over the side. You guys have seen pictures on Instagram. You all are following us.
We know you're a
fine.
sexy beast now.
My,
We know you got your act together. You got a wife now. She
my
loves
wife
you.
Leah, she says that like you get so much more handsome as you get older, and I'm like,
Yeah.
she says she's uglier, and
You're
I
Clooneying,
strongly
man.
disagree.
You're Clooneying.
I guess.
Ugh.
Beards are like makeup for men. It covers up so many blemishes. It can hide my cheekbones. It's when I shave,
That
I look
weak
like I'm
chin.
12.
Just kidding.
Yeah. All right. Should we
All
end
right.
this bad boy?
Yeah. So with that note and vote of confidence, good luck with your balls, good sir.
Good luck with your balls. I say it like I'm on an airplane. Good luck with your balls. Good luck with your
Blame it
balls.
all on Nick Cage.
No,
He
no,
just
we're done.
went off page.
No, good luck with your balls. We're
Ruined
done.
your 10 mil movie.
Bye.
With a pill and
No, I said bye already. Oh, Brock's not even there. Oh, bye.